Welcome to Let's Play Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. This is the remake of Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, which was itself a Game Boy Advance remake of Back to Nature on PlayStation 1. Back to Nature, and by extension Friends of Mineral Town, was an odd game because the original creator of Harvest Moon had no involvement in it. It was made by a different team. So they basically took the characters from Harvest Moon 64 and put them in completely different families and stories, and the creator didn't like it, but when it was remade as Friends of Mineral Town, it became one of the most beloved games in the whole franchise. So, as time went on, of course, a remake became a possibility, and here we are. It's on the PC, it's on the Switch, it's probably on some other consoles. I'm playing the PC version, which runs really nicely, probably because, as you can tell, it's not graphically intensive by any means. But it is quite cute, and it's not quite a warts and all remake, which is nice. There's a lot of quality of life improvements, but it is very much the game that you remember. But at the same time, as you can see, almost all of the characters have been redesigned too.
Oh, on his butt!
So there's this swings and roundabouts kind of aspect to this, but I really like the game. If you liked Friends of Mineral Town and wanted it about how you remembered it, this is a good version to pick up.
He's having a sleep.
Oh my god, the Kappa, I think, has the best redesign. He just looks like a dude who does not want anything to do with anyone.
I'm seeing cuties.
Why does the Kappa have an emo-over?
I don't know. Oh, the penguin's sad. But let's jump into it. Now this, of course, is a TheStrawhatNO farming Let's Play, so we are going to be playing the brunette girl. Pete, the original one on the far left, and Claire, the one in the middle right. They're from the original Friends of Mineral Town and More Friends of Mineral Town, which is the female version. The other two characters are new versions. The new girl, technically her canonical name is Naomi, but of course, in this, her name is going to be Best.
Best.
Now this, like, I think the quote-unquote the original Story of Seasons, has two different difficulties. The only real difference is that in simple mode, you can make friends with people a little faster and items sell for more. And that's pretty useful for a Let's Play, so we're going with that. Otherwise, there's no real difference.
Gotta farm them microtransactions too. Them DLCs.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's much in the way of DLC, actually, although I think it depends on what version you bought. I pre-ordered the game, and I've got another costume for that. I've avoided looking at the store, just in case.
Now in Harvest Moon, you can play as Kratos.
But the story is very classical to Bokujo Monogatari. Grandpa died, so time to take over the farm.
Harvest the turnips, boy.
Thomas has one of the more fun redesigns. He looks basically the same, but they made him squatter and his hat taller. So he looks like the mayor from Powerpuff Girls.
I assume he became mayor by finding that hat in a dungeon.
He earned that hat, damn it. Okay, so yeah, looking at the store, the DLC is just different costumes. So in Friends of Mineral Town on Game Boy Advance, Grandpa had passed away, and you went to take over the farm, and you have a flashback to when you went there as a child. In More Friends of Mineral Town, you just answered an ad to go take over a farm. In the remake here, they've consolidated it to where no matter which gender of character you choose, it's your grandpa's farm and you're taking over now that he's passed.
My goodness, there's Grandpa with his backwards baseball cap.
Yep.
Do you think Grandpa might have died because he built a half pipe? Just look around the back of the house, see if you can find some scraps of plywood.
Surprise! This is another Tony Hawk LP.
Check out American Wasteland playing now. I really like these. She didn't find a chicken, she found a cuckoo.
You spent the entire summer just harassing the animals, and now you think you're gonna take over a farm?
We made a little friend. It's not really a spoiler to say, it's not really brought up later who this character is, because within the context of the story, this is just whoever you ended up marrying later on. And yet, I still haven't come across a cutscene or anything directly addressing that. Like, the person I eventually chose as the spouse doesn't say, hey, I remember you from when I was a kid. So maybe they just took it out.
Remember I helped you fight off 30 to 50 feral cuckoos?
Why did your grandpa have all of them?
They're organic.
Free range.
Probably once the old guy kicks it, you know how this works. Dead man's dirty boots.
We find him with a broken neck 'cause he tried to acid drop off the chicken coop.
True to form, any successful farm is built on the mountain of grandpa corpses.
It's the best fertilizer.
Yeah.
I'd like to see one of these games where a grandma shows up and says, actually, I'm the legal beneficiary of this.
Challenges you for the farm, like, in year 2 or even day 2.
That's right, and she's got that laugh where she's like,
Covers her mouth with the back of her hand.
later, dicks.
So yeah, you can choose no and then end the game immediately. This is the speedrun strat.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you at our next LP.
But in that case, you got to start over if you want to.
What a horrible dream.
I always appreciate a game that'll let you do that and stick to it.
Well, now that I'm done with the nightmare, yeah, this sounds fun.
Yes, I would like to play the video game I spent $60 on.
Well, we've had mediocre. We've had the worst farm. Most names that are going to be in this were chosen by my Patreon patrons. This one was for me. Ew.
Ew.
Ew, farm.
Ugh, farm. What a dying industry. Sell this bullshit to Monsanto. Pretty sweet, though.
So does Thomas hand out subsidies for not growing corn?
If anything, he demands corn. But it's spring, so it's not in season yet. So welcome to our little house. It's got a calendar. The only thing that's on here by default is holidays. But once you talk to people, their birthday will show up on here.
This house is massive.
This is very large for House 1 in a Harvest Moon game.
Yeah.
This is palatial by Japanese standards.
We've got the usual 4 channels. We've got weather. Education basically teaches you how to play the game, but they only teach you one thing per day, and you'll figure most of this out on your own.
It's a video game. You've pushed buttons before. Just push them again.
Entertainment is a cycling selection of different shows that play depending on the day. I'm not going to show all of these because they are very verbose, they move slow, and if you're interested in them, it's more worth looking them up on your own. I'm going to see if someone posted these anywhere, because some of them are fairly interesting as a distraction. But there's only one show that I'm going to try to watch every week, and that's the Tuesday cooking show, because that actually gives you recipes. And the news channel basically tells you if there are upcoming festivals on the way.
This music is delightful, by the way.
Yeah, it's a direct update of the music from the GBA game. I have not played Back to Nature in a long time. I personally didn't enjoy it. So I'm not too sure how much carries over what was from Back to Nature. But Bookshelf basically keeps track of all your logs and what have you. The stocking thing, that's only for like one random event in winter. The cabinets for non-food storage, so like ores and flowers. The tables are also kind of storage, you can display things on them. I don't think the one in the middle, though. The mirror actually allows you to change outfits. And you have a reasonable selection. Most of them are just recolors of your current outfits, like Naomi's hoodie. You also can have the classic overalls, or you can dress up as a mascot.
I mean, it is almost Christmas.
Yep.
Oh no.
That one's pretty cute. But we'll stick with the classic right now. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but the blue hoodie is basically trans pride colors, but that's pretty cool.
Far out.
One really nice improvement, your default backpack has a few more tool and item slots than the original.
You can't fool me. That's not a pedometer. That's a Hey You Pikachu. Or whatever that thing was called.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Thomas, I could have learned this on TV.
Oh, is that how shopping works? I'm from the city, Thomas. All we do is shop.
You mean I can't go into the back and scream?
No, employees only.
Stare at him meaningfully.
Just look at the employee and look at what you want, like a dog.
Insist that he does the 4 candles sketch.
Guy behind the counter just sobs into his hands.
I hate that show so much. I just can't stand Ronnie Corbett.
So I don't know about you, Skippy, but I played the ever-loving crap out of the Game Boy Advance version.
Really?
And it was Irish's, like, intro to gaming in general.
Oh, bless. So that means that I'm the fool idiot of this Let's Play, because I don't think I played any Harvest Moon between the Super Nintendo 1 and Stardew Valley.
Well,
That is a lot of farming you missed out on.
Oh, it sure is. Oh, no, wait. I tried that. Was it Sunshine Islands?
Oh yeah, that was crap.
Yeah, it was super boring.
Like, the later DS ones were all pretty bad.
I think Sunshine Islands was the better of the two Sunshine games, because you could actually use a control stick in that one. But yeah, that one drug itself out. So if you played any of the older Harvest Moon, shipping is essentially the same as those. You've got until 5 p.m. to put anything that you want to sell into the box. If Zach shows up before you put something in there, then anything else you put in there will have to wait until the next day.
All right, that's fine.
Why'd they give Zach a dirt stash?
I thought that was weird too. In the original, he did have one. It was just very small. That's the funny thing about the redesigns. Some of them look a little weird. A lot of people aren't fans of them because, they're very attached to the original designs, but I actually appreciate most of them because in the cases of some of the potential bachelors and bachelorettes, they came from certain families in Harvest Moon 64. There's a reason Karen had that blonde streak in her hair. It's because she was the granddaughter of Eve from the SNES original. In Back to Nature and Friends of Mineral Town, there's no Eve. She's not related to them. So there's no reason for her to look like that. So it makes sense that now her hair is just all light brown or dirty blonde or whichever color that is. But in some cases, like with Zach, he just looks weird, period. But most of them, I think, look fine.
He might just be a weird-looking guy.
Yeah.
He's a porter, His life is carrying bins of turnips. He can grow whatever shitty mustache he wants.
He's the guy you purposefully don't look at.
Yeah, just, hi, Zach. How you doing? You're just that kind of greasy guy who shows up, and we have a working relationship.
If you're there to see him, it's generally bad. That means they're trying to ship something, and he's like, nope.
Oh, sorry, 5 p.m.
This is nice. In simple mode, you start right away with 18 turnips, and 9 of them are ready to go. It's a nice little start. You do have the option to either carry something and put it directly into the shipping bin. If you do that, you can't take it back out. Or you can open up the menu to be sure that you want everything in there. But once you close the shipping bin, it's all gone. At the start of the LP and early on, I'm going to try to ship one of everything, even useless crap, because everything goes into a shipping log. That's actually not going to matter later on. I'm going to just not care because the game does have a sort of 100% completion state. That state actually allows you to marry the Harvest Goddess, but you have to do so much crap in order to do that, including catch one of every type of fish, which does not actually amount to anything mechanically. It's a lot of nonsense that isn't going to be worth it. So, but it's more for the sake of saying you can. In fact, if I was going to go for a 100%, I wouldn't have let my patrons vote on who I would marry, because I would have just gone straight for the Harvest Goddess anyway. And this is a really cool addition. Using the sickle, not just on these weeds, but anything that can be cut with a sickle, has a chance to drop some usable herbs.
So you don't just pick them all up and throw them in the lake.
Yeah, it actually gives a reason for you to use the sickle. And as a result, the sickle is going to level up the fastest out of all my tools. It actually makes using the sickle kind of fun.
So I see you've got a numerical and a berry bar up there. Are those those aren't the same thing?
Right. Every game reaching back to the original had stamina and fatigue, but you didn't actually have meters to show them until more recent games. So the meter is your stamina. That's just straight your energy that you use when you use your tools and what have you. The face is fatigue. Fatigue doesn't come into it until you've actually run out all of your stamina. Once you've used all your energy, you can still keep working, but in that case, you're going to start using up your fatigue. And if you run out of all of your fatigue, then you pass out and the day ends. The face is basically just an indicator of your fatigue level, which is just additional energy. But I'm not sure if sickness comes into it. I think it's just if you run out of fatigue, you pass out, because you can push yourself to the very limit and you'll be fine the next day. Got to make liberal use of my storage at the start. I can't store food like herbs or crops because I need a fridge for that. And you can't buy a fridge until you've upgraded the house the first time. That's more of an end of the season goal though. So right now my primary goal is going to be upgrading my rucksack. You can upgrade it twice and that'll be more than enough storage. I like the music in this game. It's very short, so it loops a lot.
Oh, yeah. You're used to that from DS games and GBA games.
Yep.
Limited memory. Okay, so I figured out those meters. Yummy. So those 10 berries, those are actually, like, percentages.
Okay.
Because 40 out of 150 is like 26 some odd percent. And that's about 2.6 berries. So I surmise that we don't get more berries on the meter. Just more numbers.
Ah, I see.
Ah, well, we've solved it. You're welcome. It's me, Wiki Granola. Sorry to put you out. Thanks for the bunch of grapes that you picked up off the ground. It's fine. Sure they're still good. How you doing? You'll notice that I work on a tarp. Over on the ground, that's it's traditional.
I'll build any expansions to your house on the tarp. You're gonna have to carry them yourself.
Yeah. A flat packing, it's fine. 16 animal barn, seems fine.
Yeah.
Holy crap, what was that, 1 million gold for a town villa?
Yep, so that's gonna be the ultimate goal for this Let's Play. Getting enough money to make my own town villa.
Is that just like a house in town that you live right
Yep.
next to?
That's it.
Tired of this farming life, I want to be a townie.
So among the things you can buy from Guts, along with expansions of the house, you can buy some additional fruit trees, which will be planted on your farm. And even if it's not the season where they grow fruit, there is a chance that there will be honey there. That was one of the nicest things about the GBA game, was even at the start when you had no real way to make money, there was a chance that there would be some honeycomb that you could harvest. But in this case, you can get even more trees and even more honey. I don't remember if that was in the GBA game, though.
That's spectacular, though, and they're so reasonably cheap.
Yeah.
So do the trees, like, keep producing
Yep.
for their entire natural... Oh my god. So you just spend $1,000 on a tree, and then boom, you just get grapes and honey.
Yeah, like by the end of the month, they'll probably pay for themselves.
Unbelievable.
Also, this is way late, but you do get more berries in your meter.
Oh.
There are power berries in the game, and they do add, I think, 15 each time to the meter.
So now you have 100 and... Oh, in that case, I don't know what the hell those berries mean.
Berries are just... each berry, I think, is 15 stamina.
What's the 40 out of 150, then? Oh!
So it's just a visual representation of the number.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh!
Seems a little excessive.
Well, you gotta have berries, right? I can't read numbers.
I think I get every power berry. There's at least one type of collectible that I just will not get all of, and I'll talk about that later. Yeah, just missed her. Look at that nice old lady.
Oh my god, she's adorable.
So Ellen was one of the original bachelorettes from the SNES game.
Yep, I remember her.
Get out of town. Which one was she?
She was Ellen.
Yeah, she was just Ellen.
Was she she wasn't the... Was she the flower one?
No, I think she's like the livestock one.
Oh.
I know that in Harvest Moon 64, she was the grandmother of Ellie. She still is in this game. But in that one, Ellie is the baker. In this one, Ellie's actually a nurse.
That's baffling. I had no idea that there was Harvest Moon continuity.
Yeah, I'm expecting our viewers to have a copy of their essay on the expanded Harvest Moon universe by next week.
The Harvest Mythos.
Well, that's the funny thing about Back to Nature. They just threw people into different families willy-nilly.
Just flying in the face of the lore.
So it's like a Crisis on Infinite Moons kind of thing.
Does Thomas live with the cop? Are they roomies?
Oh no, I can't think of his name. We'll be talking to him in a second. But the sheriff there is actually Thomas's son, Harris.
Oh, now that's sweet.
It's Thomas's large adult son.
I just live here with my dad. I keep the peace and justice here in town.
Not sure if that's nepotism or anything to really be worried about, but at least Harris seems to be a nice guy.
Well, it's a small town. Who cares? I've never had to discharge my firearm in anger once in this town. And frankly, I think it's a little boring.
Just an old-fashioned murder would really pep this place up.
Who are sir? I sure would like to beat someone down with my billy club, but them's the breaks. This church is massive.
Yeah.
How many people are in this town?
Not that many who actually come to church. And there's only ever 2 people here, not including Carter.
Oh, I'm glad that we built the mega church.
Carter looks less like a priest in this game and more like a bishop.
I don't know. Are you gonna make me pray to Velka to expunge my sin? I don't... What?
Carter's a funny character, because supposedly he worships the harvest goddess, but he doesn't really do much churchy stuff. At most, he just babysits the kids in town during the weekdays and then just hangs out waiting for Cliff to show up and be sad. But right nearby the church is the hut where the nature sprites live. Because it's Story of Seasons, not Harvest Moon, so they're not harvest sprites anymore. But they serve the same function. If you befriend them, they'll work on the farm for you, and they are super necessary, especially if you really want to build up your funds. Because the bigger that your farm gets, the more crops you plant in the field, the less you're actually going to be able to do in a day. So you need their help.
So there's no, mystery to them. They're just a bunch of little weirdos that live in a shack.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
How's it going? We have our beds in a line. That's not weird. We don't generally believe in privacy. Hoo-hoo!
They do have really adorable names, though.
Mint seems like a real bummer. That's fine. Spring means tea parties.
That's cold. Sorry, I only help my friends.
What have you done for me lately?
We only do free labor for our friends.
Cherry's like the classic sprite. Nice to meet.
I beg your pardon? It,
Nice to beef you.
I think Cherry's gonna eat our face.
I think so. I think Cherry's probably got an improbably large fork hidden somewhere.
He loves the grapes, though.
They're red like blood.
Pumpkin.
Oh, young pumpkin.
You know what sucks about the sprites? They all love grapes except for the purple one. He hates them. It's just like, you're color-coded for a reason.
Just shaking the little guy.
They all like the herbs that are the same color as them. But Plum here doesn't fucking like... Maybe because he's named Plum and, get it right.
My name's not Grape, is it? Look at my hat. Is this grape colored? No, it's plum colored, asshole.
I'm not arguing that, Plum. It's just the way it is.
Get the fuck out of here unless you're here for a tea party.
I like Plum. I think Plum's probably my favorite. The aggressive sprite.
I think T is just short for tequila.
I think it's weed, man.
Oh.
Wow, Sonny. You're one of those ironically named sprites, huh?
So with the sprites, you can either ask them for help, or you can play together. Playing together is just doing a mini game, which every sprite has a meter for how well they can do something, either watering crops, harvesting crops, or taking care of animals. If you play together and do that specific mini game, a microscopic bit of the meter goes up.
I love beaters.
What you need to do is EV train your sprites.
We will do the mini games as soon as I actually befriend them, but at the start I need to give them all a bunch of gifts. They're really easy to befriend, though. There's only a couple colors of grass available in spring, but like I said, they pretty much all like grapes, which right away grow on your farm. That's the default tree that's on your farm. And all of them love honey, which is also the tree, so really easy to befriend.
Yes, the grape tree.
Grape honey.
The way grapes grow.
Yeah.
On trees.
Yeah, grapes. They grow on trees.
Yes, on grape trees.
Yeah. You want me to get Plum over here? He can explain it to you.
No, please, God, no. I like my blood where it is.
This empty plot, that's where the town villa is going to be. Not going to see that until the end of the LP. Oh, look, it's Rick. Rick's a dick. He seems really nice, but wait until summer. There's a character that shows up only in summer, and Rick hates him for no reason.
Rick does kind of look like he's about to, well, actually me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked slightly dumpier in the original. They made him hotter now, which only makes him seem more like an asshole.
Stupid sexy townies.
Yeah.
Spring Derby, where we all roll ourselves up into big springs and hop around the place like Mario Galaxy.
That's right. It's where we all wear ridiculous round hats with brims.
That would probably be more fun than what it actually is.
Does the horse racing suck?
Yeah, kind of.
I remember in 64, the horse racing sucked.
At least in 64, it was really easy. There was a glitch with the medals, so you could make a crap ton of money without spending any.
Yeah.
Not in this game. You gotta... Well, you don't have to do it legitimate. You can save scum, but the glitch isn't there. Okay, gonna breach the subject here. There are pets in this game. Due to a number of factors, we're not really gonna touch on them until like year 2, because you have to unlock the character that actually sells pets, and he only shows up on one day in the season. That day needs to be sunny, and it can't be a festival day. And also, you need to remember he's there, because he doesn't stay as soon as night comes, so for a bunch of reasons, I just can't get pets until year 2.
Why the hell is this so hard?
So what you're saying is I can open a Petco in Mineral Town and make a fortune.
Probably.
Absolutely. Just have a bunch of bootleg hamsters in a trench coat. Hey kid, you looking for some companionship? Wait, you looking for a sense of responsibility?
So, honestly, I like Karen's new design. I understand people's connection to the old one. But it makes more sense for her to look like this when she's in this family. And she's friendly. In Harvest Moon 64 and in Back to Nature, everyone was just fucking depressed. The families actually seem sort of non-dysfunctional in this one. At least less so. Also, I think there's an option to walk instead of run everywhere. I don't know why you would, because it is so nice and efficient getting anywhere, just because of how quickly you move.
Oh yeah. Time is money. Which one was it? Was it Animal Parade that you did the speed up mod?
Yep, I had to. It was too slow otherwise.
Yeah.
It's the Harvest Goddess.
Oh. Look who it is.
She's also super easy to befriend because she likes all flowers, which just grow in the wild every season except for winter, but She also loves every crop that you grow. Her very favorites are, I think, pineapples and definitely strawberries. Strawberries you need to unlock, though, so I can't give that to her this year. But just give her a flower every day, and it's really easy to befriend her. A lot of things you need to unlock depend on giving her her favorite gifts. Not sequentially every day, but like a total of 30 of her favorite gifts every day will unlock something, and so on and so forth. I think when you get to like 300 or something, like a really crazy amount of gifts, you can also get a house from her.
The house.
In the mountains.
Just like, here's the keys to my little pied-à-terre.
But the mine. Hope you like it here.
Mines are an okay place to make money. They're more like a challenge for you to prepare for later in the game. So there are actually two different mines. There's another mine that's only available during winter because it's located right in the middle of the lake. The mines right here are mostly where you get ores to upgrade your tools. But if you can get all the way to the bottom, there's a secret there. And also, I think on level 100 or something, there's a power berry. So it's a good idea to prepare for. For the most part, it's an okay place to get some extra money if you can, if you can dig down a couple levels. You can get some more rare ores. They're not worth a lot, though. But if you fill up your bag with them, that's some scratch. And also, as long as you're in the mines, time doesn't go down. Although an in-game second does count down every time you go down a level. But you need to bring your hoe and dig around in order to find the ladder down. That's something I'm going to worry about later. But the nice thing is the mines are right outside of the hot spring. And the hot spring is available for you to use anytime. You just go in there and sit there, and both your fatigue and your stamina slowly counts back up. It's really nice. As long as it doesn't get to 6 a.m., which is when the next day technically counts, you can stay in the hot spring as long as you want, and then, say 5 a.m. comes around, you can rush home, go to bed, and the game thinks, okay, you're at max, you're fine.
Yeah, I assume they fixed the bug from the GBA version where there was a problem with the winter mine where, if you saved in it in a certain way and then loaded, you'd have, 12 million gold.
Regrettably, yes. That sounds like it would have been really nice. But no, you gotta earn your gold, more or less.
Yeah, for the LP, it would probably be great. Playing it sucks, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's just oh, I can just get whatever I want now. I guess I'm done playing.
The Mother's Hill Summit is only used for a couple of cutscenes, maybe a couple festivals. You rarely ever need to come up here. There's nothing to forage or anything. Well, let's check out that hot spring.
You got your nice 1920s bathing costume on.
Yep. You can see the face. It's at just a smile, but it's not super happy. That means you've lost a bit of fatigue. You lose that whenever, I think, 10 p.m. comes around and you start using your tools, no matter where you are. And then also, you lose fatigue just inherently when 2 a.m. and then 4 a.m. passes. But as long as you're in the water, it just goes straight back up anyway. It's not quite like in Rune Factory 4, where you could go to 5:59 a.m., go to bed, and then you would be at max. The game does take into account what time you go to bed in order to decide how much stamina and fatigue you get back. But if you took a bath and you're at max, then you're at max when you wake up.
Oh, if only.
Also, the game, don't know if you saw it, but I think with the bluegrass, it did say something might happen if you sell a certain amount. I think if you sell 50 bluegrass, it unlocks a new item that you can buy.
Is it a banjo?
I mean, I don't want to spoil it. It's nothing super exciting, but...
You can spoil that it's not a banjo.
It's not a banjo.
Ugh.
I mean, it's an update of a pretty old game. They're only going to add so much.
It's fine. One of these days, we'll get a Story of Seasons game that includes banjos.
You can see, since I talked to so many people, now their birthdays are on the calendar.
Best is wandering around town with a notebook. Hi, I'm Best. I just moved in. When's your birthday?
Excuse me, it's 2020. She wandered around with her phone, friending them all on Facebook.
Ah, of course, of course, of course.
And for the people who aren't on Facebook, she made accounts for them.
Yep. And it weirdly knew a lot of information about them already.
Very strange. She's just trying to plug it into her friggin' Pikachu Tamagotchi.
Ew, farm.
Ew.
Ew, farm.
There's a lot of animals, huh?
Yeah, they've added some animals from later games.
Cows, sheep, long sheep.
Yeah, those are the alpacas and Angora rabbits.
Oh.
Oh, that's what I'm like, what the heck is that bottom left thing?
Yeah.
It's a long sheep. The fabled long sheep.
Field level, that's something that you can only affect like every year or so. GOTS sells the ability to like increase the quality of your soil, which it's not a big mechanic in the game, but there is a chance when you harvest a crop, it'll be 1-star or 2-star, etc. And the better the soil quality, the better chance that you'll have a higher star crop when you harvest it.
Oh shit, you start with a coop? And a barn?
Yep.
Amazing.
And also, right here from the farm map, you can keep track of everything on the farm. So, like you can see, the tree is up to the right. There's some honeycomb available for me. When we get animals, it will tell you exactly where they are. So, like, if they're in the coop or the barn, or if they're somewhere out on the farm. So, you can get a horse, and your horse will just be anywhere on the farm, no matter where, like, especially when you need them and you don't know where they are. So, you can just check the map, go to them. It's actually really useful. Here you can keep track of your friendship with all of the characters in town. The nature sprites have their own menu, really useful for also keeping track both of their friendship, but also how good they are at watering, harvesting, etc. And the game would not let me use the animal and pets menu because we don't have any of them yet.
Yet.
One day.
Oh, babies.
But there we have it. That's what Friends of Mineral Town is like so far.
I like it. I already like it. It's given me a taste to play it.
It's very Harvest Moon, but it's that done very well.
That's great, because I like Harvest Moon. Kind of.
It's the tuna sandwich. If, you like tuna sandwiches, it's really good tuna sandwich. But if you don't, it's not going to change your mind.
Yeah, Skippy and I, we have a mutual friend, Melody Serafina. She streamed this a while ago. She was actually really unimpressed with the game because it is very much the original GBA game, just updated in a few ways. Not many more bells and whistles added to it. And that's fair. If you were hoping for another Story of Seasons game to really take a step forward, this game isn't that. This is very much, I want an updated version of that old GBA game I loved.
Right.
Like with some additional quality of life improvements. That's pretty much what the game is. And me personally, that's all I really wanted from the game. And that's what I got.
So this is for people who feel that the series took a nosedive after Harvest Moon 64. Everything's weird now. There's anime everywhere. It's so bizarre.
Yes, it is very pure of that experience. And since I played the crap out of the GBA one, I'm like, I don't know if I need that again.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I remember when I first played Harvest Moon 64, I thought it was just the height of extravagance that they gave you a backpack.
Oh, man.
I'm like, this is horse shit. Whatever happened to having your stupid horse follow you around as you pick up each turnip individually and throw it into its backpack, but then miss because the animation hadn't finished, so your turnip splatters on the ground while your horse is just standing there like a four-legged idiot.
Man, you brought me right back to playing 64.
Right?
Yep.
It's almost too bad you can't use the horse as a portable shipping bin in this game.
That's what the horse is for. It's not like riding is much faster.
Honestly, your horse is not great for transportation because, like, you get stuck on him constantly. His hitbox is so weird.
Because horses are very long. But what can you do? Times change, things move forward.
Yeah.
Backpacks and sprinklers and...
Oh, sprinklers. Jeez.
and unlimited playtime.
You know, back in my day, we had 2 years to turn this crap around, and that's it. Then Granddad comes back and says, all right, you get the hell off my land.
2.5 years, Granola, your memory's going.
Is it 2.5 years?
Yeah, it was 2.5 years.
Oh, yeah, it's 2.5 years. I guess it's going. Probably because I never made it that far.
Yeah, I think of this game as like, it's a very classical Harvest Moon. If you remember the old games, 64, Back to Nature, etc., and you liked how those games played, and you appreciated the limitations that they placed on you, but just wanted it to be easier to get around the town, have a little more space in your backpack. This game will scratch pretty much every itch that those classic games would have given you. But keep watching, because there is more Let's Play coming. Don't just end here.
We haven't even seen the cuties yet, folks.
Wait, there's more? I need to renegotiate my contract.
Too late. We already gave you extra inventory slots.
See you next time.